friends. I'm going to be putting these out at different times, but I'm just kind of doing several paintings here tonight, and we'll post them over the next several weeks. This is what's left over from my previous painting, and I want to make sure I use this. And I think you've heard me talk a couple times about one of my favorite artists, Simon Bull, and who knows? Maybe someday he'll see some of my stuff and go, "Wow, I could do something with you." If you've ever heard of him, let him know. But I've even seen him do some really pretty spectacular stuff. Definitely impressionistic kind of art, and I think I have white on my face. But anyway, ignore that, please. Um, I've also seen, I think, Gilly do this, and several other people, where they put all the paint on the bottom, and then they put a canvas on top of it. They dip the canvas on top of everything. It can be with all different kind of textures, but tonight I'm going to use up what's already here. And you've probably seen me before have too much paint on one canvas, and so I put another canvas on it. And I have had a really good result with a previous one. I was able to make it to like a winter forest. But anyway, I'm going to finish up, do a nice quick video here of something that's really easy to do, especially if you like to make a mess. I still have a little bit of deep magenta and white in here. So I'm going to spread that around. Okay, I'm going to let that finish dipping. I think I'll add a little orange, maybe, or maybe not tonight. Let's add some more of this deep magenta. And some more of this turquoise. So it's going to be pretty much the same color palette as my last one. Let me see if I can get you closer here, huh? I'm going to tip this down so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. There. Right now, yeah, pretty much all you see is a mess. Okay, I think I got everything out of there. I'm going to get some more white in there. Kind of everywhere. See if I can't just empty this all this out. Okay, I'm going to let that. Use up the last of this yellow. I tell you, some of my best stuff has come from oopses. It's like, wow, I did not plan that at all. I might say I'm embracing a little of my inner Jackson Pollock. Okay, I do have a chance of getting some orange. A nice host of colors up here. Keep it round enough. Okay. go with some orange. And some more yellow. Okay. And I think, I think that should cover it. All right, folks. Here's my canvas, 16 by 20. And we're just gonna smoosh it in there. You know, I love my sunsets and sunrises. I wrote about it in my hope book that, you know, I love watching sunrises because it's like you're in on the secret. Jesus is sharing just a little bit about you, that promise. Okay, yeah. All righty. Let me show you what we got here. Okay, I'm gonna scan out a little bit or get you so you can see. All righty. So I am gonna stop with that for now. And let's see here, get a little bit more. All right, and I just have to get some little props. Okay, and I haven't gotten anything extra special for my painting. I have an affinity for fresh dough for cinnamon rolls, and so I use the covering or the part of it that holds the icing for the cinnamon rolls. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry, and I will probably do something fun with it afterwards. But let me, because I already have my handy dandy balloon down here. We'll just do a little something with the bottom, okay? This is a feel good painting, you know? It does remind me, I think the verse is in Matthew. Sorry, I should have it memorized. But in the verse where Jesus is telling everybody, why do you worry about what you have to wear, where you're gonna live? Aren't the lilies of the valley? Isn't the grass decorated with all sorts of beautiful flowers? Okay, I'm gonna let that go for right now, and go let it dry. I've got to go walk my son's dog, and I may do something with this a little later. Very good to meet you, and let me get this a little closer for you again, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, here is the dry version that was a dip on the paint that was on the shower curtain slash drop cloth. And I am about to start working on it. My daughter and I were looking at it and we see a variety of birds in here. So I'm going to be painting the birds on here. Just want to let you see a little closer. At first we were debating which way this bird was facing, but I think we now can both agree to your left. And that's another one down here. We have another one that's going to come into existence. And over here we have one. And so far with this painting, I have done, well, besides the flower at the ground, this whole part, I have done absolutely nothing other than dip the paint and pull it back up. So I'm going to start working on this and enhance these birds. And I'm super excited to see what it's going to turn out with. And also, I just wanted to show you, this is the shower curtain, and I actually cut it out because I want to try and figure out something I want to do with this. And not quite sure, but I'm gonna paint something on that, and then probably glue it to something and cover it in resin. And but I will keep you abreast of what that turns into. So anyway, we'll catch you when my birds are all done. All right, friends, here is the finished product. After conferring with my daughter and really looking at it, we both agreed we saw several birds in here. At first, we disagreed which way the one with the purple head was looking, but finally I saw it her way. But let me bring you up closer. So here we have our two peacocks, well, peacock and peahen maybe, and we've got a pigeon here. Now the crazy thing about this is absolutely the only thing I added to this was just a little of the head to enhance the shape, and the eyes and the beak. Everything else, all the lines, everything else just showed up with the way that I dipped the painting. And then we have here a hawk or owl, something like that. But anyway, those are our birds. And this is one of those places that I really got thinking of a verse that I shared with the last one. It's right before the one with flowers in the fields. But this is Matthew 6, verse 25. Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, about what you will eat or drink, or about your body and what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in any barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? So it's easy. I've done it. Most people I know have done worrying about how things are going to fall together, and am I going to have enough money for this, that, or the other? And sometimes things do get kind of close, and it's not fun. But he wants us to look at the bigger picture. What's the bigger thing that's important? And one way or another, unless we just decide to do stupid or go our own way, things usually end up okay. Not perfect, but we make it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Tell me what you think. Hit like, subscribe. And subscribing is absolutely free. Just lets you know that when I post a new video. But anyway, I hope you have a very blessed day, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.